I'm late, sir. Could you please tell me what has been done here?
Nothing has been done. I have just put this question on screen. You can see this now. And
Okay.
just I've asked people what do they think about it? What am I trying to get done here? So there are two people who have raised their hands. Only two people have understood. Rest have not. I'm appalled, you know. Okay, at least 4 5 people. Thank you. Okay, Kritin was the first one to raise his hand. So Kritin, can you help me in this? What have you understood from here?
Sir, firstly, we have to input the numbers and display their sum. Like it does not mean to return the sum and into in the containers.
Hmm.
It means to display. It means to like system.out.println. We have to display it like that.
Okay. Okay, it has to display the sum. Fine. Display numbers. How many numbers are to be input?
Sir, two.
Two. Where does the program say that two numbers are to be input?
Oh yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, other people have raised their hands. Let me ask them. Yes, Gauri.
Sir, the numbers that have to be input are gonna be the one that the user enters.
Okay, so first of all, what am I going to do? First of all, what am I going to do? Gauri,
Yes, sir.
what should I do first?
Sir, first we should pass an integer argument.
No. Argument is a no, 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 no. So that means whenever I give you a question and I ask you to input, there are no arguments there. All right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so arguments is a no, no. ये तो पहले मैंने पिछली क्लास में बोला था. There are no arguments suppose you are supposed to do. So there is no argument. Then what should I do now? Gauri.
Sir, I don't know.
Okay, it basically tells you what the program is. The question is telling you what to do.
Sir, may
Can
I?
you can you go with
Yes,
what the
we
question
can
is
use
saying?
scanner class
Yeah.
reader.
Uh, can I ask maybe Anusha? Anusha, can you try? What am I trying to say here?
So we can use either scanner class or buffer.
No, no, no. I'm not asking
Sir,
you class to be used. No, only Anusha, please. I'm not asking you what to use for input. Input is to be taken. Fine, that's all. So let's understand the logic first. Then don't talk about variables. Don't talk about scanner or buffer reader class. Chalo, ab bolo, Anusha. What is the logic going to be?
So we need to take input from the user.
Okay, how many numbers?
So it depends on the user.
Okay, how many numbers? The first big
and
बेटा अगर आप समझो ये लाइन क्या बोल रही है?
N numbers.
N
It
number.
says that the user will tell us how many numbers we have to take. User will give us.
Yes, Gorasis is right. Okay, basically, what am I trying to say is, suppose I enter a classroom and I ask, how many of you are in Jupiter House? And you say, we are 7 in the Jupiter House. And I ask them, okay, tell me your marks. The first marks, then second marks, and third marks, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. How many inputs have I taken from them? There were 7 Jupiter House people. I have taken 7
49.
inputs. 7 only, not 49. 7 only. Okay. Let me rephrase it. I enter a classroom and I ask Jupiter people have brought, suppose they have brought a donation. Okay. Each one has brought donation. Now I need to know how many people are there first of all. So I ask the first question. This is my first question. I ask how many people are in Jupiter House, and you say n is actually 7. So if n is 7, how many inputs am I going to take? What is the question saying? Input n numbers from the user. How many numbers am I going to input now?
So 7 numbers.
7 numbers. So that means I will use a for loop x which goes from 1 to 7 and x plus plus. What am I going to do? I'm going to take an input, maybe into a variable called m. I've taken an input, and then you say sum plus equal to m, and when the loop finishes, you display the value of sum. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
basically the question was actually telling you everything. The question said input a number n. So एक number input कर लो ना भैया. एक number input कर लिया तुमने n और उसकी value तुमने 7 जो भी मांगी थी आपने input ले लिया. अब input का symbol मैं ये रख लेता हूँ और output का symbol मैं इसका उल्टा रख लेता हूँ. So that means this is output. So how many inputs are there? There is one input n. This should be not 7 but n, isn't it? So what should be now, so logic is this. So that means I have taken a number as input. I start a loop which basically goes from 1 to n, because if n is 2, this loop will work twice. If n is 7, this loop will work 7 times. If n is 100, this loop will work 100 times. Can you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Has everybody understood?
Yes,
Gauri,
sir.
Anusha, everybody? Yes?
Yes, sir.
तो
Yes.
ध्यान से देखो बेटा, अगर हम दोबारा से इसको क्वेश्चन को पढ़ें तो क्वेश्चन क्या बोलता था? एक नंबर इनपुट करो, और वो नंबर का वेरिएबल का नाम भी मैंने दे रखा है n. उसके बाद मैंने लिखा है इनपुट n नंबर्स फ्रॉम द यूजर. ओके, इनपुट नंबर n तो बहुत कोई मुश्किल नहीं है, आप स्कैनर के लेकर आपने नंबर इनपुट कर लिया. हाउ डू यू इनपुट n नंबर्स फ्रॉम द यूजर? हाउ डू यू इनपुट n नंबर्स फ्रॉम द यूजर? Guys, anybody?
For loop.
For loop which works n times, that's it. और उसके अंदर आप एक इनपुट ले लो, जैसे ये मैंने इनपुट ले लिया है तो मैं एक फॉर लूप लगाऊंगा जो कि 1 से n तक जाएगा. m को आप इनपुट कर रहे हो और इनपुट करने के बाद आप इसको सम में एक्यूमुलेट कर देते हो.
Sir, we can say that sir, we can say that is display the number from 1 to the number entered by the user.
Is it displaying the numbers from 1 to the number entered by the user?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
If I ask you a question now, what is the variable n doing here?
Taking a value from the user.
It is counting how many numbers
is-
we have in.
How many numbers are we actually going to take input from the user? How many numbers are required to be input by the user? Suppose, I'll change this question now. Suppose I asked you to input 10 numbers from the user. What will you do? You'll say x goes from 1 to 10, and then you will take m as input from the user. Is this the logic?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So don't see the syntax, just look at the program, and the program says for x which goes from 1 to 10 and you take input. So this is the program, that's it. ये program क्या है? Input 10 numbers from the user. Okay. I'll change this program again now. I'll say input n numbers from the user. I do this now. I will write now for x which goes from 1 to n, and I will take just a second. I will take m as input. क्या ये ठीक है?
Yes.
अगर इतना ही पार्ट
Yes,
करना है
sir.
हम input n numbers from the user, don't you think this program is perfectly fine?
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
There is one thing missing. I don't know what n is.
So
Input.
then we ask before the for loop how many
Yes, so
times.
n is asked before the for loop started. So आपने n को पूछ लिया, n में user ने लिखा suppose 4. How many times do you think this loop is going to work?
4
Four.
times.
4 times. How many times is it going to take input? 4 times.
Times.
That's it. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. How many people have not understood? Agam's hand is raised. Lakshay,
Yes, sir.
not understood?
Yes, sir. Not able to understand, sir. What is the value of m? Then m is the sum, or sir, not able to understand this.
No, 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 no. In which program? This program or this program?
Sir, the latest.
Latest one. Okay, latest one I had actually started from here. Okay. Have you understood this program?
Yes, sir.
I'll change this program a little bit. Suppose I say SOP hello. Now, what is this program actually? Not input 10 numbers, display hello 10 times. Okay, this program is display hello times 10 times. Can you see this program? Is this program okay?
Yes, sir.
Will it display hello 10 times to the user?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. Now my question has changed now. I said display hello 10 times to the user. Sorry, n times to the user. How will I do this? जहां पे आपने 10 लिखा था वहां पे आप n लिख दोगे because n
Yes,
टाइम
sir.
करना है and before the loop starts you will ask the user भाई ये तो बता दो कि n की वैल्यू क्या है, कितनी बार hello डिस्प्ले करना है, right?
Yes, sir.
You can either take a value, say you can say n is equal to 6. अब ये लूप कितनी बार चलेगा?
6 times.
6 टाइम्स. अगर मैं यहां से यूजर से इनपुट ले लेता हूं, अब लूप कितनी बार चलेगा?
Sir, when the user entered the number.
When the user enters the number, when the user says, जब इनपुट पूछेगा तो इनपुट वो लिखता है 25. Don't you think this is going to display hello 25 times?
Yes, sir.
Make sense?
Okay.
Okay. I'll change this program back to my input now. So अगर मैं input मांग रहा हूं डिस्प्ले करने की बजाय मैं input मांग रहा हूं तो यहाँ पे input आ जाएगा. This is my input. All right. So if I have to input, change that also. If I have to take this input and मैं चलो ये input नहीं कर रहा हूँ अभी फिलहाल, अगर मैं ऐसे करके प्रोग्राम बना दूं, ये input तो n टाइम्स ले लेगा लेकिन n की तो कोई वैल्यू हमने बताई नहीं है, तो यूजर को बताओगे तो सही प्रोग्राम को भी n की वैल्यू क्या है, तो n को या तो आप n is equal to 6 लिख दोगे, इससे क्या होगा? Anybody?
So we will assign the value.
If we have assigned the value, and how many times is this loop going to work?
So 6
6.
times.
6 times. What is it going to do 6 times?
Input
Take the
value.
inputs
Inputting the
in it.
value.
Take
It will
input
take
from the user.
input from the user. Okay, we'll do it on BlueJ also. So let me start BlueJ and we'll work on BlueJ also so that we are practically doing this while we are actually working on this. I'll show you the screen in a few minutes. Hey guys, ये पार्ट तो हो गया. Input n numbers from the user. For inputting 10 numbers from the user, we have to input n also. तो मैंने उससे पहले लिख दिया था input a number n. बेचारा उसको तो पता तो हो n है क्या. So पहले input कर लो, उसके बाद n numbers को input करो user से. Sorry, हाँ, तो आप पहले तो input ले लेते हो. आपने ये input भी कर लिया. How many times? Say n times, whatever it is. And then display their sum. अब sum भी display करना है, तो sum display करने के लिए क्या करते हैं हम? We normally use an accumulator, and within the loop, after the input is taken, we accumulate it. And when the loop finishes, we display the value of sum. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. देखो बच्चों, पहली तो बात है, जब आप प्रोग्राम देखते हो, प्रोग्राम देख के डरना नहीं है कि मैं don't start thinking in complicated terms. Okay. Okay, let's start let me share that screen with you now. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
प्रोग्राम दिख रहा है ना आपको? ठीक है. ओके, सो मुझे इनपुट करनी है तो न्यू स्कैनर सिस्टम डॉट. हाँ जी बेटा.
Sir, we are on that project screen,
You are
but
on the
not.
screen.
So we're
Okay.
not on that terminal in which you are writing.
Yeah. I'll have to share my desktop then. Okay, so that we can see everything. You can see this now, isn't it?
Yes,
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 sir.
yes.
All right. Let me see how many people are with me now. 26. Very good. I'm very proud of myself. Okay, let's import the thing first. Import java.util. Okay. Now we have to take input. Say n. So n के अंदर input लेंगे तो हम
Sir, can't we write like this import java.util dot that asterisks, or are these the two methods?
you can. I've just imported from the entire package. I've just imported the scanner class.
Okay.
If you put a star there, means there are, I think, maybe 27 classes. All of them would be imported. You are basically not using all of them. Done? So this is something new that you saw right now, isn't it? So I just said scanner because actually I have imported only scanner class. Util has perhaps more than that. So input कैसे करेंगे? Input is so and so is equal to next int function. Let's give a prompt also. So prompt में हम लिख देते हैं system.out.print how many numbers are to be input. This is what actually we wanted.
Yes.
Okay, how many numbers are to be input? ये पूछेगा user से. And let me take another variable. Let me take variable x also, which will control the loop, which we will take m, which is actually going to be the n numbers.
Sir, sum also.
Oh yes, sum also. Yes, perfect. So we'll take sum also there only. Doesn't matter. Fine, good. So x is equal to 1, x is less than or equal to n because I want n numbers, x plus plus. Now we will ask the user. We'll ask the user enter the number. पहले तो उसने पूछा था कि कितने नंबर्स, अब वो नंबर पूछ रहा है. हाँ जी बताओ अब नंबर कौन सा है. तो we'll say m is equal to so and so dot next int function. And we will accumulate it into the accumulator. When the loop finishes, we are going to display the sum of the plus n plus numbers is plus sum. Does this make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, let's compile it. Let's run it. Okay, let me run this. Let me close this. Blue Jay. Run this program. It says how many numbers are to be input. I say 3 numbers. I want 3 numbers. It says please enter the number. The first number is a 4 and the next number is a 7 and the next number is a 2. It says the sum of the 3 numbers is 13. Does the program and the output make sense to you guys?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, beta.
Sir, can you please open the editor?
You want to see the program?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you seen the output first of all? So
Yes,
first of all, this 3, what is the importance of this 3?
So
the
it
number.
tells how many
It
times
will
we have to
indicate
take the
the.
number.
How many numbers do I actually want? How many people are in Jupiter house? I say, okay, there are 23 people. Okay, I say, okay, start number 1, number 2, number 3, and go on to 23. I collect their donations. How many times am I going to repeat the collection of the donation? 23 times.
23 times.
23.
Perfect, isn't it? So because I have
Yes.
entered a 3 here, don't you think the loop actually worked thrice?
Yes.
The loop worked thrice. It has taken the 3 numbers as input, and it says the sum of the 3 numbers is 13. Let me run it again with some other number. I'll say now 5. I'll say the first number is a 7, then 4, then 6, then 3, then 9. अब और तो नहीं पूछेगा?
No, sir.
No. It says the sum of the 5 numbers is 29. Is it fine?
Yes.
Yes, except for the
Yes,
spelling
sir.
of these numbers, everything is fine. All right. Okay, let me on popular demand, let me show you the program. Yes, beta. Who wanted to see the program?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, beta.
Sir, I just wanted to ask that while you were doing the programs on the output screen, like how was it taking input on the same line? Like how is it possible?
Because I have given a print here, not a println.
So it will take input from the same
On
line.
the same line, because when you write print, it actually does not move the cursor down. The cursor remains on the same line. So we take input on the same line.
Okay, sir.
As you saw that I have given, in fact, all of them are print statements. This could have been a println, it would not have mattered.
Okay, sir.
Perfect? Yeah. Okay, good question. But out of this program. Anyway, does anybody have any problem? Yes or no? Guys?
No, sir.
ये सबकी आवाज इतनी कम क्यों हो गई? Yes, Gauri.
So, in the program, you wrote m is equals to sc scanner class dot.
हाँ, sc dot nextInt.
Yes, sir. So why did you write sc dot nextInt?
Beta, how do we take input from the user? This is how we take.
Yes, sir.
So I wanted to input. See, the first input was this one. It was asking for how many numbers are to be input by the user, and which are the actual numbers. The numbers are here. So this is the next. These are the further inputs, the inputs which are in the loop. So if n is input as 3, this loop will work 3 times, and it is going to do this input 3 times.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Any other question? Let me put this question also on the screen, on the same screen, and let's see. I put the question here now. Okay, तो बहुत ही dull सा हो गया. Can you see the question and see the program and then correlate the two? मैंने पहले पूछा था input a number n. I have taken the input then of the number here. And then you have to take input n numbers from the user. Okay, how do I take n numbers from the user? I will use a loop which goes from 1 and goes up to n. And because I have to display their sum, I have to use an accumulator, and for the accumulator the rule is that you have to start the accumulation, that variable, with a 0, and then you have to accumulate it inside the loop. Okay, and then you have to display or use it outside the loop. So आपने m input ले लिया, तो n जो भी आपने input लिया वो sum में accumulate हो गया. Next जो भी n में input होगा वो sum में accumulate हो जाएगा. Next जो भी m input होगा वो sum में accumulate हो जाएगा. All right. How many have problems, guys? Let me see the screen. How many have problems? No problems. There are 25 people with me. Let me pass this question to you. I will keep on passing these answers on to the WhatsApp group. Okay, so you can refer to it later on whenever you wish. Okay, now this was my first program. जो मैंने लॉजिक बनाया था, तुमने देखा जो मेरा प्रोग्राम बना तकरीबन ऐसा ही बना हुआ है. डोंट यू थिंक सो?
Yes.
Absolutely ऐसा ही बना हुआ है. Although this does not show me the syntax of Java, but it actually basically is telling me what actually is supposed to be done. Okay, basically input number n1 का n input करना है, x जो है 1 से लेकर n तक चलाना है, m को input करना है और n को accumulate कर लेना है. ये तो लूप के अंदर है बिकॉज मैंने इसको इंडेंट कर रखा है. ओके, बाहर आके मैंने सम को डिस्प्ले कर देना है. यही प्रोग्राम हमने जो यहाँ बनाया था एग्जैक्टली लेकिन ये जावा में बना हुआ प्रोग्राम है. सो बेसिकली वी आर फॉलोइंग द सिंटैक्स ऑफ जावा हियर. So when you are actually told to write a program, start off by thinking about a logic to do it. Don't start off by creating variables and creating scanner class and importing java.iutil and so on and so forth. Please don't do this. Start off by scribbling something on the paper saying अच्छा पहले ये करना है फिर ये करना है फिर ये करना है, so that you have an idea what your program is actually going to look like. Done? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. एक मैंने क्रिकेट प्रोग्राम लिखा हुआ है. Okay, for the cricket enthusiasts, boys would be enthusiasts. I don't know about girls. But एक काम करते हैं, एक छोटा सा प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं और उस प्रोग्राम के अंदर we'll start off with it's kind of a mini project now. Okay, so how do you feel? Cricket program will be fine?
Yes.
Depends on the
Yes,
teacher.
sir.
Okay, I can see smiles on your faces. All right, now cricket program mein basically we will talk about 1 over only. 1 over basically, whoever doesn't know, 1 over actually has इसमें 6 balls आप खेले जाते हैं. And all right, हर बॉल में आप कितने रन ले सकते हो? आप 1 रन ले सकते हो, 2 रन ले सकते हो, 3 रन ले सकते हो, 4, 5.
No, 6.
5 नहीं होता?
Sir, 6.
Okay, fine. Can it be more?
No.
No. Unless the fielders are very very lazy, then it can go maximum up to 6. All right. That means जो runs लिए जा सकते हैं वो 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 runs ही लिए जा सकते हैं. Okay. हमने एक प्रोग्राम बनाना है जिसके अंदर 6 बॉल्स प्ले हो रहे हैं. 6 बॉल्स प्ले होने का मतलब क्या हुआ? बेसिकली योर लूप इज गोइंग टू वर्क 6 times. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
loop
sir.
is going to work 6 times. Okay, so every repetition of the loop is actually 1 ball. Okay, so what are we are going to ask the user now? Okay, so consider only 1 over. Number 1, ask the user how many runs have been scored. You can say have been scored in each ball. Display a running score. Display a running score. What is a running score, by the way?
The sum of all 6 balls.
No, running score. Running score, that is the total of the entire over. The running score is basically which is running side by side when the balls are being balled. Isn't it? I feel it that way. So running score, and after the over is over, display the total score of the entire over.
Can you please again explain running score?
Running score is, I'll tell you, you have this is the first ball, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth ball, 6 balls. Okay. In the first ball, the score was say a 2. The running score is a 2. The the score was 1. The running score is 3. Can you see what is happening?
Yes.
Understood.
Okay, so let me do the entire this thing. Next was a 4, the running score is 7. Next was a 2, the running score is 9. Next is a 6, the running score is 15. Next is a 4, the running score is 19. And finally, I'm going to display 19, which is the final score. Can you see what I'm going to display, what I'm going to calculate? This is what I'm
Some
going to calculate. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is what this is what is going to run as the loop. This is, for example, x. Okay. This is, for example, the variable r. This is, for example, the variable score. Let's say running score, something like that. Okay. So can you see what the 3 variables being used for? X is basically only used to control the for loop. Yes. Now in the loop you are going to ask the user how many, अब ये पहला बॉल हुआ है तो इसमें अब स्कोर कितना हुआ है पूछोगे ना, ठीक है? So how will you ask? You will input from the user, and कौन सा वेरिएबल यूज कर रहे हैं? हम r यूज कर रहे हैं. And then for the totaling we are using an accumulator called rs, and that is basically doing the accumulation. Done?
yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now
So it will display the. Okay, sir, I got it.
you want to ask?
No, sir, I got it.
Okay, okay. Now, who will help me in this program? How should I write this program? Okay, Vatsal raised his hand first. Anji, Vatsal.
Sir, as a matter of fact, I think that we should be using /t in this case.
Don't worry about how the display is going to
Okay.
happen. Worry
Okay,
about
so
what is the logic.
logic would be that we will run a for loop
Yeah.
from 1 to 6, and in which we are going to ask the runs code
Okay, so we are
and
okay.
going to
So
ask the runs.
run is something which you are going to input from the user.
Yes, sir. And before displaying the runs code, we are going to display x, because we need to display it side by side.
Okay, guys, this is normally not the output. This is my running of the program. So the output is going to be only this part.
Okay.
ठीक है, मैंने वैसे भी जो बोला है ना, मैंने लिखा है display a running score, and after the over is over, display the total score. So I'm not actually bothered about the ball.
Okay.
I'm
So
bothered
then
about
it would be like this, that we will ask the run. Then after that, we will calculate running score plus equal to run.
plus equal to run, which is r. Then
Yes. Then we are going to print the running score
we are going
in the loop only.
we are going to display the running score. It is in the for loop right now. Okay, then
Okay. Then after at the end of the for loop, we get outside the for loop, and then we print the total score, which will be the sum of the runs.
so what is the variable, or should I create another variable?
Uh, Sir, you can just make a variable name t plus equal
Do,
to.
do I need that, Vatsal?
So, but not actually, because we can just print rs as well, because it will
Yes.
contain.
RS का last value जो थी, that was actually the final value, so we
Yes.
can actually display RS. Fine, fine. This is the program. सिर्फ हमने RS को 0 करना था लूप से पहले, वो पहले भी नहीं हमने कुछ किया था, but this is the logic of the program. Simple. RS is 0 because मैंने accumulator के तौर पे यूज करना है. For loop हमने लगाया which is starting going from 1 to 6. R हमने input किया, that means ये पूछ रहा है कि how many runs have been scored in this particular ball. That R is actually accumulated into RS, which is the running score, which was 0 to begin with. The running score is displayed inside the for loop, it says अच्छा दो हुए हैं, अच्छा अभी तक 2 हो चुके हैं, अच्छा अभी 1 रन हुआ है, अच्छा अभी total 3 हो गया, something like that, isn't it? Okay, and when the loop finishes, when it goes out of the loop, it says the final score is RS. Basically, it is RS because RS was actually 19 at the end of the loop, when the loop was about to finish. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am going to make this program bigger, but let me start off with this program. Okay. इसको सबको उड़ा देते हैं. We just need the scanner. Okay. We don't need this program. अभी हमने 4s और 6s भी कैलकुलेट करने हैं. ओके, सो वो हम बाद में देखेंगे. अब हमने क्या करना है, वी विल क्रिएट वेरिएबल कॉल्ड आर विच इज द रन्स इनपुट करने के लिए. आर एस इज इक्वल टू 0 जो हमने रनिंग स्कोर के लिए चाहिए. वी नीड एक्स विच इज फॉर द फॉर लूप. एनी अदर वेरिएबल डू वी नीड? नो. Okay, so do I need to ask the user if anything before the for loop starts, guys?
No.
No. Why not? Why not?
Because we know that over is of
Sir,
6 blocks.
How many times we need to run the loop?
We know how many times the loop is going to run. We know it is going to 6 times. So I'm not going to ask anything from the user. So I'll say x is equal to 1, x is less than or equal to 6. I know it is 6, x plus plus, and that's it. All right. Now inside the for loop, I will ask the user, okay, system.out.print in ball plus x plus what was the score. It is going to ask you in ball number, for example, when the ball is 1, it says in ball 1 what was the score, in ball 2 in what was the score. Make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yes. So sc, okay, rs is equal to sc dot next int function. आपने इनपुट ले लिया, फिर आर एस के अंदर आपने उसको एक्यूमुलेट कर लिया, आर को एक्यूमुलेट कर लिया, एंड देन यू सेड ओके सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंट एल एन. अब यहाँ पे प्रिंट एल एन लिखते हैं बिकॉज वी विल द रनिंग स्कोर till now is plus rs, and that is the end of the loop. Okay, and when the loop finishes, we'll actually use the same system.out.println, and when the loop finishes, I'll say the score at the end of this over is so and so. Do we see any problem here?
No, sir.
This was our logic, and this is my program, and the logic in the program are perfectly fine. Rs is equal to 0. Yes, rs is equal to 0. That was the main thing that we need to do. For x is equal to 1 to 6, yes, we said for x is equal to 1 to 6. We wrote in Java now. Okay, r is to be input from the user. Yes, here we have taken input from the user. Then rs was accumulated. Yes, we have taken accumulation there. Then the running score was displayed. Then we displayed the running score. And finally, when the loop finished, we displayed the total score. And here is what we displayed the total score. Okay. Shall we run this program? Let's run this program.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. In ball 1, what was the score? I say the score was 2. अब वो next line में show कर देता है the running score till now is 2. In ball 2, what was the score? It was say 6. It now says the running score till now is 8. Why? Because अभी 6 हुआ है, पहले 2 था. Now next one, suppose 3. The running score is till now is 11. Okay, now say 4 again. 4. So 11 plus 4, the so and so. अभी तक 4 balls हो चुके हैं. This is the fifth ball now. So if I say now 0, the running score does not change. Why? Because it is 15 and it is still 15. In the next one, there was a 1 score. So it in the end it shows the running score till now is 16. This was after the ball number 6, and this is what has happened after the loop has finished. It has displayed the score at the end of this over is 16. What do you think, guys and girls?
Sir, it's right.
Right? Perfect. Good. All right. Does anybody have any problem? इसमें तो कुछ खास मुश्किल नहीं था. Does anybody have any problem, guys? No? All right.
Sir,
Yeah.
so like in this program, I just wanted to ask that the maximum runs that can be scored are 6. So what if the user enters like number like 10 or 12? Will that be allowed?
That would not be allowed, yes. But beta, at the moment, I am not. I'm not bothered about that thing yet. Okay.
Yes.
If I am bothered, then all you have to do is जो आपने input ली है वो आप एक do loop में डाल देते हो, करते हो ना ऐसे?
Yes, we did it.
So आप यहाँ पे एक do loop में डाल दो, okay? Because you are bothered that user would be an idiot and he might enter something wrong. So you will say while r is less than 0, where is the or r is greater than 6. So we will just use this just to validate.
Sir, can we add the condition of not being equal to 5?
You could. ठीक है? You could.
We can also use an if that's fine.
You can use an if where?
Sir, instead of the do while loop, can't we use an if?
No, you cannot use an if. Because what you are trying to do is you are trying to validate this entry, and this entry should not go beyond this unless and until it is correct. एक बार इसको रन कर लेते हैं. ये सिर्फ 5 को नहीं चेक कर रहा, बाकी सब ठीक है. So what is the score? If I say a 7, it is now asking you again. हालांकि वो यहाँ पूछ रहा है, it is asking you again. So say I said a -1, it is still asking for the first ball itself. If I say an 8, it is still on the first ball. If I say now a 4, it has now gone to the next ball. Understood?
Okay.
So then
Okay.
when later we are doing, can you please explain the do while in the further classes?
You have not done this part?
So we have done do while, but I get little confused in that.
Sir, actually, we did just an intro because it was cut in the previous year. So we just did an intro
Okay,
for a
okay.
learning project.
Yes, sir.
No worries, no worries. I'll remove this. I'll just say r is equal to sc dot nextInt, and we will discuss this some other time. We are not bothered at the moment. The user, we know our user is very intelligent and he will write the correct input. Okay, let me change the situation now. The situation is, I want to know how many fours and sixes have been run, have been scored. ठीक है? Display the ducks, we call them as ducks when somebody doesn't score anything, and the fours and the sixes. So that means अगर देखा जाए तो इस program में how many fours have been scored? One is this 4 and one is this 4. So there are 2 4s. There is one 6 only, and there are no ducks. So what should it actually display? It should display ducks 0, 4s 2, 6s 6 is 1. Okay. Now, did you get the idea? What am I adding on?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Very
Yes, you are.
easy.
Okay. Now, who is going to help me in this? वत्सल को छोड़ के मैं किसी और को पूछूंगा अभी. Okay, ऋषभ. हाँ जी बेटा.
Sir, we will put an if condition for checking that r is equal to 4.
Okay.
And
All right. We'll put an if condition. What if I said that you should have actually said something like, sir, we will use three counters which will count the number of 4, 6 and 6s and ducks. Does that make more sense? मुझे इतना टेक्निकल आंसर नहीं चाहिए
Yes.
जब तुम मुझे लॉजिक समझा रहे होते हो. तो लॉजिक समझाते टाइम तो मुझे सिर्फ इतना बता दो, सर वी विल बी यूजिंग 3 counters and we will be counting the ducks and the 4s and the 6s there. That's it. Okay. All right. कौन था ये?
Rishabh, sir.
Rishabh. Okay. Rishabh, does it make sense जो मैं अभी बोला?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how many counters do I need? So I'll have to put the counters here, isn't it? So ducks के लिए हम D ले लेते हैं. Fours के लिए हम F ले लेते हैं और sixes के लिए हम S ले लेते हैं. Okay? After
Okay,
the
sir.
run is taken, now we will count. अब तुम बोल सकते हो. अब now I'm going to count the ducks. How am I going to count the ducks?
Using if.
Yeah, using an if.
If
I'll say if what? If what?
If run
r
is
equal
double
equal to
equal
0.
to 0.
If r is equal to 0, then I'll
Sir,
say b.
if
D
r is
plus
equal
plus.
D plus plus.
Okay.
Else if
And else
So
if
can't
again.
we just use
r
if
equal
then
to
if
4.
Okay, we'll do that also. If r is equal to a 4, then f
F
plus plus and else if r is equal to
6
6,
S plus
then s plus plus. Okay, वत्सल ने बोला था यहाँ पे अगर हम else हटा दें तो क्या होगा?
Sir, because the computer will only the if part will only accept the first statement.
बेटा
D
अगर आप else लगाते हो, it is only then it will accept the first statement, otherwise it will. Now see what is going to happen now. मैंने run input किया and the first run input was a 2. ठीक है? So is it a 0? No. Is it a 4? No. Is it a 6? No. So nothing is going to happen here. All three of them are zeros.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? Then next number, okay, next number is a 4 for example. So what is going to happen? Is r equal to 0? No.
No.
Is r equal to 4? Yes.
Yes.
Then f will be increased. And when f is increased, this will not run. Why? Because ये उसके else side पे है.
So, but the condition won't be true.
Condition for this is true. Condition for this is true, na? Do you know when, let me write this entire thing outside. Do you know what is the difference between this program and this program?
Sir, I got it. I got it.
Okay. No,
Sir?
अभी हाँ मुझे बताओ कि इस वाले if का जो स्ट्रक्चर बना हुआ है और इस वाले if स्ट्रक्चर में क्या डिफरेंस है? Can anybody tell me?
The first is an if and if ladder.
Second is if. What is the difference? What is the difference?
Sir, in the first sir, in the first only one will be checked. If that is not true, the second will be checked. But in the second one, all will be checked.
All will be checked. Perfect. All
Okay,
will.
to have an efficient program. That's right.
Yes, to have an efficient program. देखो बेटा, अगर तुम्हारे की रिंग में 3 चाबियां हैं और मैं तुमसे पूछता हूं बताओ इसमें से कौन सी चाबी इस ताले की चाबी है, तो तुम पहली चाबी को चेक करते हो और वो ताला खोल देती है, तो आप क्या दूसरी और तीसरी चाबी को भी लगा के देखते हो
No.
कि ये भी लग रही है कि नहीं लग रही? You don't go. Alright? Whereas this program is going to check whether अगर R भी 0 होगा, V प्लस प्लस हो जाएगा, वो R को फिर से चेक करेगा, अच्छा 4 तो नहीं है, फिर से चेक करेगा R 6 तो नहीं है, समझ रहे हो? Whereas in this case it is going to check only once. R की वैल्यू अगर 0 है तो D प्लस प्लस होगा, ये L साइड पे आएगा ही नहीं.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it will not go to L side. Okay, now this is the program that we have made, and when the program finishes, I'm going to display D and S and F. Okay, so let's go to the program and check out the program. We have D, which is 0, we have S, which is 0, we have F, which is 0, and then after the input is taken, so we can do anywhere after the input is taken. If R is equal to 0, then D is increased by 1. Okay, else if R is equal to 4, then F plus plus happens. Else मैंने एक ही लाइन में लिखा हुआ है just to save space. R is equal to 6, then S plus plus. Okay, and when the loop finishes, we are going to display dux is equal to and plus D plus force is equal to plus F plus 6 is equal to plus S. Okay, program is done. Let's run this program. Let me run this program. What was the score? I say 1, then 0, then 4, then 3, then 4, and then 6. Now, how many 4s did we have? We had this 4 and we had this 4. तो 2 4s हो गए, एक duck हो गई, एक 6 हो गया. ठीक है? So when we see the program, we see that the score at the end is 18. Yes, perfect. And then we saw that ducks is 1 because this is the 1, and 4s is 2. We know which 4s are there, this 4 and this 4, and the 6s is 1, which is the last 6, this one. Okay,
Yes,
make
sir.
sense, guys?
Sir, it will display the sixes, ducks, and that all at the outside of the loop.
Of course, outside of the loop. हाँ, अगर रनिंग स्कोर में करना चाहते हो तो रनिंग स्कोर में डिस्प्ले कर दो, लेकिन रनिंग स्कोर में आमतौर पे स्कोर बढ़ता जाता है. That's up to you. Okay, you could have displayed it inside the loop also, guys, but वो मैंने बोला नहीं था. मैंने एक्चुअली बोला था कि बाद में डिस्प्ले करना है. इतना सारा खिचपिच हमने अंदर नहीं डिस्प्ले करनी. ठीक है, डन.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, this project should be going further, and we basically this program जो अभी तुम्हें सॉरी जो प्रोग्राम तुम्हें नजर आ रहा है ये वैसे कंप्लीट नहीं है. दिस इज नॉट हाउ क्रिकेट इज प्लेड एक्चुअली. The over probably has more than 6 balls also. When there is a no ball, when there is a wide, when there is a bye and stuff like that. Don't you think we have in an over I
Yes.
have maybe 25 balls for that matter? Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Sir, we can make more than 6 also.
yeah, so that means for loop हम 1 to 6 करें. 1 to कितने करें बोलो?
तो सर बॉल जितनी रहेंगी रन हम बढ़ा सकते हैं. More than
नहीं
6 week.
नहीं नहीं
मतलब
नहीं
more.
हाँ बेटा, जो अब ये पूछ रहा है ना, ये तो पूछ रहा है इस बॉल में कितने रन हुए हैं। तो बॉल्स तो कितने भी हो सकते हैं, बॉल्स
So we
तो
can do one thing.
Sir, we
Sir,
can keep a variable and when there is a no ball or white, then we can make n plus 1. N is equal to n plus
we
1.
can
no,
make an.
sir, we can do another thing as well, that the variable in the for loop, if there is a void or no ball, then we can decrease the value of that variable of in the for loop.
Okay. Okay, now the ball is in your court now. Okay, the time is over. What I'll do now is I'll make you think about this now. I've told you what am I planning to do. Okay? Okay, so I want you now to figure out um, how would you figure out भाई मैंने 6 बॉल से ज्यादा रन करने हैं। एक तो शायद वत्सल ने अभी बताया था और उसने बोला कि जब मैं इनपुट कर रहा हूँ नो बॉल, so it should actually decrease x by 1, so x actually remains the same. X remains the same, so that is one option. That is one option. जो मैंने अभी तुम्हें बताना है अभी वो ये है कि हाउ आर यू एक्चुअली गोइंग टू डिसाइड वेदर इट इज अ नो बॉल। ठीक है, हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू डिसाइड? what we are going to do is we are going to tell the user that you can enter a -1 for a no ball, you can enter a -2 for a wide, you can enter a और क्या होता है leg by, -3 for a leg by.
Sir, but in a leg by the ball is counted.
In leg by is counted, okay, we'll leave that then. तो किस में काउंटिंग नहीं होती, वाइड में और इसमें?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that means now what we are going to do is हम यहाँ पर अब हम वत्सल का केस चला के जब देख रहे हैं। ओके, इफ r इज इक्वल टू a -1 और यहाँ हम लिख सकते हैं इफ r इज एक्चुअली लेस देन 0, दैट
So we
मीन्स
will
इट,
write it after the input.
ओहो या सॉरी if r is less than 0 that means the user has input a negative number, we'll actually do a x minus minus. ठीक है, and on the else side we are actually going to do all this. So that means ये सब कुछ तो होना ही नहीं चाहिए ना, ये रनिंग का f प्लस प्लस वगैरह होगा भी नहीं, वैसे ही नहीं होगा बिकॉज ना वो 0 होगा ना 4 होगा ना 6 होगा बिकॉज इट्स अ नेगेटिव वैल्यू। r को इंक्रीज नहीं होना चाहिए एंड रनिंग स्कोर भी डिस्प्ले नहीं होना चाहिए। रनिंग स्कोर डिस्प्ले कर सकते हैं, चलो रनिंग स्कोर को डिस्प्ले कर देते हैं। Let's run this program and see what happens. I'll stop at that and then we'll discuss in our next class a better option. Sorry. System, अच्छा ये S कहाँ से आ गया? Okay, so when we run this program, what was the score? And in the prompt itself, it is now telling us you can write a -1 for a no ball and -2 for a wide. Okay, so if I write a 1, so that means एक score तो हो गया। अब हम ball 2 पे आ चुके हैं, guys. ठीक है, मैं अब
Yes.
यहाँ अब मैं कहता हूँ okay -1. So if I write a -1, रनिंग स्कोर तो अभी भी 1 ही बता रहा है बिकॉज वो पिछला स्कोर ही ले रहा है, लेकिन अभी भी वो बॉल 2 पे ही है। व्हाई? बिकॉज वी एक्चुअली डिड एन x माइनस माइनस एंड फॉर लूप हैड मेड एन x प्लस प्लस, सो इट हैज बिकम 2 अगेन।
So sir, it means that it is fine.
Yeah, it means it is fine. Okay, it is fine, it is running, but this is not finally what I actually want. I need a better program than this. Okay, so if I write 4 for example, अब स्कोर भी हो गया, प्रॉपर स्कोर भी हो गया, बॉल भी इंक्रीज हो गया, -2 कर दिया, ये नो ये वाइड था फॉर एग्जांपल। अभी भी बॉल 3 पे ही हम अटके हुए हैं अभी भी, ठीक है। अब मैं कहता हूँ ये नो बॉल था, ये वाइड था, ये नो बॉल था, अभी भी हम बॉल 3 पे ही अटके हुए हैं। यू कैन सी दिस नाउ, ओके। नेक्स्ट इज अ 4, नेक्स्ट इज अ 6, नेक्स्ट इज अ डक, नेक्स्ट इज अगेन अ डक, बेचारा डर गया। ओके, सो दिस इज द फाइनल स्कोर, 15 है। स्कोर एट द एंड ऑफ दिस ओवर इज 15, एंड जो भी उसने डक्स वगैरह कैलकुलेट कर लिया है। अब तुम देखो बेचारे बॉल्स तो बहुत सारे रन हुए हैं इसके अंदर, तुम अगर गिनो तो ज्यादा है, 10-11 है, ओके। ऑलराइट, नाउ लेट मी गिव यू अ हिंट। वत्सल तुम्हारा प्रोग्राम तो चल गया बेटा, लेकिन आई वुड वांट दिस टू बी डन यूजिंग अ व्हाइल लूप, नॉट अ फॉर लूप।
Okay, sir.
ओके, अगर आप फॉर लूप का सिचुएशन देखो, इन द फॉर लूप आई नो हाउ मेनी टाइम्स इट इज गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट. I actually don't know my execution, so I cannot use a for loop. I am using a for loop and I am doing ulta pulta things to actually make it work. It should actually have been using a while loop, because in a while loop I don't know how many times it is going to execute, so I will use a while loop. Now please try writing this program using a while loop. वाइड और नो बॉल तुमने कैसे लेने हैं वो तुम्हें मैंने आइडिया दे दिया है, कैसे लेना है -1 -2 के साथ। बाकी let's see how you make the program.
So please send the question in the group.
Okay, I'll paste this answer in the group and also the question in the group. ठीक है, just a second. Also no balls and whites. This whole thing I'll send it to you guys. Okay, I've sent it. The time is over now. Okay. Out of 25, 2 शहीद हो गए आज, 23 रह गए हैं. Okay. Okay. So yeah, now tell me, did you enjoy today's class? I
Yes,
enjoyed
Yes,
it.
sir.
I
yes,
enjoyed
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
In fact, it was very, very interactive. It feels good that people are interacting, giving their answers. Doesn't matter whether the answers are correct or incorrect, doesn't matter. But please give your inputs, give your logical inputs. Thank you, Arnav. Thank you, Arnav. Anyway, everybody, I enjoyed. I think you also enjoyed. We'll meet in our Thursday class. I don't know whether they have decided on some extra class before 11 o'clock. If they have, then we will have it at 11 only. Otherwise, 10:45. I'll send you the message. Okay?
Okay.
ठीक है. Okay, now
Okay, sir.
you think about the no ball thing and we'll discuss it later. You can send me
Thank
the
you, sir.
answer. You can send me the answer. Okay?
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Beta. Thank you, Beta. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.